I'm sure there's a good chance we've all seen, or at least are aware of, one of those stories where someone throws a party behind their parents' back, only for the parents to get suspicious enough to stop by and check in on them, followed by a humorous montage of the person frantically cleaning up the mess they've made to make it look presentable just in time for the parents to find nothing wrong, and everyone has a good laugh and carries on with their perfectly perfect lives. Sound familiar? Great! Now imagine the person throwing the party is Thor. And there you go. There's the 7th episode of What If?
Hey, man.
Hey, man. I thought you were recording your review.
Yeah, I finished that.
Holy shit, that was quick.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot to say about this episode.
Oh, that sucks. Wasn't a good one?
No, I mean, it was okay. It was fun, some funny moments, but overall kind of left me with like an empty feeling, I guess.
Wait, so are you not doing your normal break down the episode thing?
I don't know. There's not really much to break down in this one. It's what if Thor were an only child? Odin goes to sleep, so Thor throws a party on Earth, and Maria Hill calls in Captain Marvel to stop him, and Jane Foster calls in his mom to stop him. And then they stop him. And there's a cool little teaser at the end.
Well, come on, I'm sure there's something you could do. You're always good at combing through and picking out some interesting or funny moments.
Thanks. I appreciate it. I try.
Hey, it's good to give yourself compliments every now and again.
Yeah. Oh, wait, shit, am I talking to myself right now?
I don't know. Are you? Alright, seriously, since the plot of this episode truthfully isn't much more complicated than what I've mentioned so far, I figured for this one I'll just fire through some general questions and thoughts I was left with. Let's get into it. When Thor first lands on Earth, how is there not initially way more panic? Not even one person is going to question what in the ever-living fuck is going on, or wonder how this guy popped up out of nowhere? Everyone is seriously gonna go party with the random stranger without question, or any way of, oh shit, that's right, they're in Vegas. When Odin does his Odin sleep, isn't that when Asgard is supposedly at its most vulnerable state? Why the hell is everyone just dipping out on vacation? I know this is What If, and I know they're in Vegas, but how and why the fuck are Darcy and Howard the Duck a thing? I get this was supposed to be a balls to the wall party, but really? So Maria Hill has been acting director of S.H.I.E.L.D. for what I'm guessing is less than 24 hours, and she's already resorted to calling in Captain Marvel? She's aware of the Avengers Initiative, is she not? What about any of them? You're already willing to bring in another heavy hitter. Did the Hulk honestly never cross your mind? You don't think the brain power of Tony Stark would be of any assistance here? Plus, don't you think if you were Captain Marvel, an intergalactic peace enforcer with entire galaxies to look after, you'd be a little perturbed to get a frantic call for help, only to realize it's a request to babysit an overgrown Asgardian frat boy that's partying too hard? I'd probably take one long look at Maria Hill, tell her to fuck off, but this one's for Fury, drag Thor by his Goldilocks into outer space, and dip back to whatever the hell I was doing before that. Also, I'd make sure to leave a better form of communication with S.H.I.E.L.D. so if they needed my help again in the future, I could actually see what it is they needed help with first. Why does Thor's and Captain Marvel's initial confrontation end after Thor puts his hammer on her? He picks it back up immediately after. Why doesn't she just go back after him again? She clearly was holding her own and even took the upper hand at one point. Were those people calling you a party pooper stopping you? Why do they keep referring to this party having anything to do with the fate of the planet? I'm hoping it's for comedic effect because they can't be fucking serious about that. It's a bit chaotic, sure, but nothing about the party seems to be pointing towards the end of the world. Did Jane seriously manage to get Heimdall's attention by simply shouting his name through a loudspeaker? And even if that's possible, why would he even bother bringing her to Asgard? He can see who she is. It's not like he's unwillingly obligated to chauffeur every living creature that utters his name around. And when Jane arrives and mentions Thor, why didn't Heimdall just find out what was going on and simply teleport Thor back himself? Isn't watching over Thor one of his main current duties? At the part when Frigga gets word of Thor's predicament and makes her way to him, I love how Thor tells everyone they have to clean up and they're all like, no, now you're being a party pooper. And then he's just like, but my mom is coming and she's really mad. And they all instantly start helping. Alright, so I know I threw in one quick positive part there, but the rest of what I've been mentioning so far are questions that probably sound like complaints. Which, by the way, it's just my way of poking fun at some of the more absurd or ridiculous moments, plot holes and whatnot. Sometimes they're legitimate complaints, and other times it's just acknowledging something worth laughing at. So anyway, there's a few more things I enjoyed that I wanted to throw in here. I did appreciate and have a good time with the lighthearted tone that was presented here, even if it did leave me conflicted with how seriously to take things at times, but it's a decent example of how not every single episode of everything needs to be the most epic thing imaginable. The long list of appearances from other alien characters from throughout the MCU was an amusing addition, specifically the Frost Giant version of Loki. I felt the voice acting all around was executed well, and there was some top-notch animation here in regards to the fight between Thor and Captain Marvel. It's a fun episode. So long as you go in expecting that, you can manage to have a good time with it. My first time around watching it, I wasn't expecting that, and it ended up leaving me a bit disappointed. After watching it again, I'm still not blown away, but I was able to enjoy it for what it is, mostly because of how it ended. For anyone that didn't understand who the army of robots storming in at the last minute were, that's Infinite Ultron, an all-powerful version of Vision that merged with Ultron, who's hell-bent on ruling the multiverse, I believe? I'm not sure how they're going to do it yet, but I know that they're leading this into an event that brings together all the variant heroes that we've met so far, and Thor and Captain Marvel sure as hell would be some phenomenal firepower to have on the hero side. My theory is the Watcher, who's been claiming he can't and won't interfere this whole time, is going to break his one rule and pull together these various heroes to form the Guardians of the Multiverse in order to take down Infinite Ultron. Well, as always, everyone, I'd love to know what you thought about this episode. Were you able to have fun with the college days party vibe of this episode, or were you let down and yearning for something more serious? Or maybe are you somewhere in the middle, like me? Last but not least, what do you think about the idea of the Watcher finally lending a helping hand to be the Nick Fury of the multiverse? Drop the thoughts in the comments, like this video if you enjoyed the content, subscribe and hit that notifications bell so you can keep up with the breakdowns of future episodes, and I'll catch you at the next review.